14.5% of Shinjuku's residents are not Japanese. This is from a Shinjuku Ward survey that asked Japanese residents how they felt about having foreign neighbors in 2023, and that number has jumped to almost 39%. You can't solve these complex social issues by shouting. In step 3, collaborative action, where everyone comes to the table to solve problems. We're looking at a really interesting puzzle, and it's happening in the heart of Tokyo, in Shinjuku. Today, 14.5% of Shinjuku's residents are not Japanese. It's one of the highest concentrations in Japan, with people from about 130 different countries calling it home. And yet, something you might not expect is happening. This is from a Shinjuku Ward survey that asked Japanese residents how they felt about having foreign neighbors. Back in 2015, only about 22% said they felt favorable about it. Fast forward to 2023, and that number has jumped to almost 39%. That is a massive leap in positive feelings in just 8 years. This is Shin-Okubu, a neighborhood right in Shinjuku, the mix of cultures all happening on these lively streets. So this brings us right to the big question. How is this possible? I mean, you'd think that a rapid increase in immigration could maybe lead to some friction, but in Shinjuku, the data is telling us the exact opposite story. Okay, so to figure this out, we're going to break it down into a few key parts. Let's begin with that top-down approach. This quote from Shinjuku's mayor, Kenichi Yoshizumi, pretty much says it all. The main idea has always been dialogue over confrontation. You can't solve these complex social issues by shouting. You have to talk. Shinjuku has a long history with immigration. The huge Korean Hallyu or cultural wave in the 2000s, and more recently, big growth in communities from Myanmar and Nepal. They've built up decades of experience. The Ward office provides all sorts of multilingual resources, like this Shinjuku Life Start book. It helps newcomers figure out everything from garbage disposal rules and traffic laws to navigating the healthcare system. It really builds a foundation of shared understanding from the moment they arrive. But, government action is only half the story. The other absolutely crucial piece of this puzzle comes from within the foreign communities themselves. So let's take the Korean community as our first example. During that cultural boom in the early 2000s, Koreatown expanded really fast, and that led to some real friction over things like noise and trash. A business owner named Shin Da-young, who arrived back then, explains that the established Korean residents, the seniors from groups like Mendan, they stepped in. They actually mentored the newcomers, telling them how important it was to communicate and adapt to local rules. And that created this whole new culture of respect. And we see a really similar pattern with the Myanmar community. Many of them first came as refugees in the late 80s and built what's now known as Little Yangon. Mahaminar, who's the director of the Japan-Myanmar Culture Center, explains how the older generation actively teaches newcomers about Japanese workplace etiquette, being 5 minutes early, proper greetings. There's a feeling we carry the reputation of Myanmar on our shoulders. Okay, one more example. The Nepalese community. It's grown tenfold since 2008, and they have their own special way of making things work. This right here is the Nepali Samachar. It's a newspaper published in Japan, specifically for the Nepalese community. The paper's publisher, Tilak Malla, he sees it as his generation's duty to be vocal about Japan's rules. So when there was an issue with an unpermitted gathering in a park, he immediately published an article asking his community to be more considerate. Okay, so we've got the words official dialogue policy coming from the top down, and we have this incredible mentorship system bubbling up from the bottom. The final piece of the puzzle is how these two forces actually connect and work together. And this is where that connection is really made. It's the International Business Exchange Meeting, a regular get-together that started in 2017. This is where business owners from all these different communities and Japanese locals sit down with actually solve problems together. You've got Japanese, Korean, Nepalese, Bangladeshi, and Chinese business leaders. And they're all sitting down with ward officials, the police, even the fire department. They talk about everything from crime prevention to planning cool multicultural festivals. It's true collaboration in action. So, after all that, what's the big picture? It's basically a 3-part formula. Step 1, an official government policy that's built on dialogue. Step 2, strong community mentorship, where seniors pass wisdom down to newcomers. And Step 3, collaborative action, where everyone comes to the table to solve problems. This system isn't perfect. The source material is very clear that challenges are still there. And sometimes, issues like littering are caused by visitors from outside Shinjuku, not the residents themselves. And in the end, Mayor Yoshizumi connects all of this back to Shinjuku's deep history. It started as a post town on a major travel route, a place that, by its very nature, had to accept everybody. He believes that spirit, that DNA of being a place that refuses no one, is still very much alive today. And maybe that's the real foundation for the amazing multicultural harmony we're seeing unfold.